Hello students. Today we are with a new lesson, that is unit 15 in your science textbook, that is soil. So first we are going to discuss about the subtopic of different types of soil. In here you can see two diagrams. The first one is the crust. It means soil, the topmost layer of the earth. Crust is the one of the most important that we have been gifted from Mother Nature. It plays very important role to maintain life on the earth. Second figure shows you different types of soil. What are they? Clay soil, sandy soil, silty soil, peaty soil, chalky soil and loamy soil. These are the six main groups of garden soil. The nature of soil is different from place to place on the earth. At the very beginning of this lesson, we are going to do an activity to observe the nature of soil in different locations. Soil are complex mixtures of water, minerals, organic matters and countless organisms that are the decaying remains of one living things. It forms at the surface of the land. It is the skin of the earth. Soil is capable in supporting plant lives and it is vital to life on the earth. People need soil to live. The land we live on is made up of soil. We build our houses on soil and we grow plants by the help of soil. Animals also need soil. Goats, cows eat grass. Those are also plants that grows in the soil. Some small animals like rabbits, mice as well as ants, worms live in the ground. Most of the plants need soil to grow in. Now we are going to have a look at three different types of soil. What are the three different types of soil? Sandy soil, clay soil and loam soil. You can see three different pictures also. What are they? Sandy, clay and loam. First we are going to discuss about sandy soil. If you rub some of these soil by your fingers, you feel it is hard, dry and sandy. It is easy to blow away if they are air. If you pour some water over sandy soil, it runs through the soil quickly and carries away some of the soil. Plants don't grow well in this kind of soil. What is the important thing? Plants don't grow well in this kind of soil. Now we are going to learn about clay soil. Some soil feels like clay. When you wet this kind of yellowish soil, it sticks together. You can make toys by using this clay soil. When it rains, clay hold water for long period of time. Plants are also growing well with the clay soil. The important thing is plants are growing well with the clay soil. Now we are going to learn about loam soil. Loam is the best soil to plants and seeds. It doesn't get too dry or too wet. It is also fertile to grow plants. It is a mixture of sand and clay soil. It is also darker in color. You can see two pictures of loam soil. It is darker in color. Now we are going to learn about the importance of soil. What are the importance of soil? Soil provide plants essential minerals and nutrition. They provide air for gases exchange between roots and atmosphere. Solid hold water and maintain adequate ventilation. Soils protect plants from erosion and other destructive physical, biological and chemical activity. These are the importance of soil. Okay. Now we are moving to learn about Mineral particles in soil can be divided into three groups according to their size. According to their size, we can categorize mineral particles into three groups. They are sand, silt, and clay. You know sand and clay, but you are new the word with silt. Silt in Sinhala, ron mud. Okay, others are you are familiar with those words, but silt is a new word for you. Silt means ron mud. Sand particles are bigger than clay with a hard texture, and silt is medium-sized particles with a soft texture. Clay contain very small particles with a soft texture. Okay, now I'm going to discuss with you kind of soil and the nature of the soil, properties and uses. First one is clay soil. What is the nature of clay soil? Clay is more abundant, sticky, and the properties are retained water and minerals. Retention of air is less. Uses of clay soil are clay soil used to make bricks, tiles and ceramics. Sandy soil, the nature of sandy soil is sand is more abundant, particles are arranged loosely. Properties of sandy soil: retention of air high, retention of water is less. And the uses are used in building industries, used to make glass items. Next kind of soil is loamy soil. And the nature of loamy soil is contains sand, silt and clay organic. Properties are water and air retained sufficiently. And the uses of loamy soil more suitable for agriculture. You can see the vegetation of lettuce here, a picture of vegetation. Here loamy soil is the more suitable for growing of the plants. Most of the flower pots use loamy soil and loamy soil is more suitable for vegetation. Now I am moving to sieves. Here you can see set up sieves. Sieves are used to separate different types of particles in soil. These sieves prepare in sets and topmost sieve has the biggest hole and you can in this diagram you can see in this diagram the size of hole decreases from top to bottom. The soil mixture put into the topmost sieve and the set of sieves we shaken part. Then each sieve we can see different size of soil particles. Now you can see we separated soil particle into 5 groups. Now I am going to give you a important point. Sandy soil can be converted to loamy soil by adding organic materials in suitable amounts. Okay, that is extra knowledge for you. Now I am going to talk about composition of soil. There are four composition of soil. There are four composition of soil. They are solid components, soil air, soil water and soil organisms. Under soil components, soil minerals and soil organic materials we can see. Now we are going to talk about composition of different types of soil. Sandy soil, under that clay is 0 to 10%, silt 0 to 10%, sand 80 to 100%. Okay, what is more abundant in sandy soil? That is sand 80 to 100%. Under clay soil, clay 10 to 30%, silt 30 to 50%, sand 25 to 50%. What is more abundant? Silt. Silt is more abundant in the clay soil. Under loamy soil, clay is 50 to 100%, silt 0 to 45%, and the sand 0 to 45%. What is the more abundant particles in loamy soil? That is clay, 50 to 100%. What are the three types of soil minerals? Clay, silt, and sand. Now we are going to talk about what is the function of soil minerals. Soil minerals supply mineral salt needed for plants. And also, retention of water and mineral salt is done by the clay particles in soil. Now I'm going to talk about soil organic substances. What are soil organic substances, children? Decayed part of animal and plants are called soil organic substances. What is the function of soil organic substances? Let's see, there are a lot more functions. Act as a store of nutrition needed for the growth of plants. Retention of air in soil increases. Prevents cracks in soil during dry season. Increases retention of water in soil. These are the function of soil organic substances. Function of soil water. Before that, I'm going to ask a question from you. Do you think soil is dry? No, there is water in soil. Let's do an activity to check out that soil contains water or not. Okay, in here you need a sample of dry soil, a test tube, and a Bunsen burner. If you don't have a Bunsen burner, you can use spirit lamp. This is the activity we are going to do. In here, we are going to put that soil sample into the test tube. Then we are going to supply the heat from the Bunsen burner. If you don't have a Bunsen burner, you can use spirit lamp too. When the heat is providing, when the soil sample get heated, you can see the test tube. The upper part of the test tube, there are some liquid droplets. Okay, now how can we know that liquid droplets are water or not? Let's check out. There is another activity to check out. Are these droplets water or not? In laboratory, we can see this blue color. First plate, you can see blue color thing. That is copper sulfate. If you provide heat to the copper sulfate, it turns into white. That is what we call anhydrous copper sulfate. So, if you get that liquid droplets from the test tube, then if you put that liquid droplets into the anhydrous copper sulfate, if it is turned into blue, if it is turns again into blue, that means that droplets are water. Okay. It is because anhydrous copper sulfate turns into blue if it is water. Okay, that is clear that the conclusion is soil contain water. Now we can discuss function of soil water. What are the function of soil water, children? Helps in maintain life for soil organisms as well as for plants. Control soil temperature, a raw material needed for photosynthesis of plants. Okay, these are the function of soil water. Now I'm going to talk about function of soil air. Other than soil water, air is also included in the soil. So what is the function? Supply air needed for soil organisms as well as plant roots for their respiration. Needed in seed germination, create porosity in soil. This is also a new word for you, definitely. Porosity. Porosity mean in Sinhala පුතේ සවිවරතාව ශක්තිමත් බව soil. පස්සේ ශක්තිමත් බවත් වැඩි කරනවා මේ soil air නිසා. Okay. Now we are going to learn about soil organisms. Okay, example, beetle, flatworm, millipede, centipede, snail, mite, locust and roundworm. These are the soil organisms we can see in the soil. I have given you some pictures of soil organisms. I think you may have new to locust, the animal locust. In the third picture, you can see the locust. Okay, these are the soil organisms. Now I'm going to give you a brief description about microorganisms found in soil. Okay, let's see. Let's do another activity to find out whether microorganisms are presented in soil or not. In here you need 2 test tube, milk, cotton and soil sample. What you have to do is get the 2 test tube and pour boiled milk in the same length into 2 test tube. Then put heated soil sample into the test tube A and put non-heated soil sample into the B test tube. Then you have to fix the cotton stoppers on the top of the test tubes because water air can enter to the test tube but microorganisms can't enter to the test tube. Okay, then you have to get the observation hourly. Then you will be observed that coagulation of milk is delayed. What do you mean by coagulation? පොතේ මේ coagulation කියලා කියන්නේ කිරි කැටි ගැසීම. Okay, coagulation will happening only because if there is microorganisms. Okay, in the test tube A, we put heated soil. If it is heated soil, there mustn't be microorganisms. So the coagulation is delayed. Okay, coagulating in slowly. And the B test tube, we can see the coagulation of milk is fast because non-heated soil has microorganism. Because of the microorganisms, the milk is coagulating very fastly. That is what we observe in here. The conclusion is soil has microorganisms too. Okay, let's see who are the microorganisms we can find in soil. Bacteria, fungi, unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium and euglena. I have given you pictures. The first picture you can see bacteria, second fungi and the third unicellular organisms. Who are unicellular organisms? Yes, organisms that have only one cell. Who are the example? Amoeba, paramecium and euglena. Okay, now I am going to talk about function of soil organisms. Since earthworms dig holes, soil gets loosened and it gets air. Microorganisms like bacteria decay plants and dead bodies of some, so the minerals get into soil. Now we know there are layers we can find in the soil profile. What are the 3 layers we can find in soil profile? Top layer or the topsoil, sublayer or the subsoil, and the bed layer or the bed soil. You can see a picture of layers, the 3 layers found in a soil profile: topsoil, subsoil, and bedrock. Now we are going to another subtopic, soil erosion. What is soil erosion? Removal of the top layer of a certain location by water, wind and animals are called soil erosion. Top layer of soil is the most fertile part of soil. The most fertile part of soil is the top layer. So, if the soil erosion is happening, the topmost layer is removing. So, the most fertile part is removing. Ways of soil erosion. Topsoil could be washed away mainly by rain and flowing water. It could be carried away by wind during the dry season as dust. Sand in coastal areas could be washed away by sea waves. Soil erosion mainly occurs during agricultural and development activities. Removal of soil by legs and hoofs of animals. These are the ways of soil erosion. What are the methods we can use to minimize soil erosion in a slope land? Make stone ridges against the slope. Make drains according to the counters. Cultivate according to the counter method. Use cover crops with highly rooted plants. For example, growing savandara. Savandara is a plant that has high roots, highly rooted plants. Arranging field in counter method. For example, paddy cultivation we can do in a counter method. Use windbreakers. These are the methods we can use to minimize the soil erosion in a slope land. This is the picture of soil erosion. For example, this is an example for soil erosion. And the first picture, you can see in the first picture, this is the method we can use to minimize soil erosion in a slope land. We had discussed this before. Make stone bridges against the slope. Second picture, make drains according to the counters. Cultivate according to the counter method. Use cover crops with highly rooted plant. For example, savandara cover crops. And use windbreakers. You can see in this vegetation, the wind is not directly moving with the vegetation because there is a windbreaker. Now I am going to talk about materials that affect soil pollution. What are the materials that affect soil pollution? Chemical fertilizers, batteries, polythene, electronic waste, and plastic. These are the materials that affect soil pollution. So we have to protect soil and don't put these materials to the soil. Okay. Now I'm going to wind up my lesson here. Thank you very much.